Imagine checking into the Washington Hotel and getting handed the key to room 1408. As the door creaks open, an unsettling aura greets you. The room, notorious for its eerie happenings, carries a reputation that sends shivers down your spine. You might hear strange whispers, the faint rustle of curtains when there's no breeze, or distant footsteps echoing in the silence. It's the infamous Room 1408, a place shrouded in mystery and fear. This chilling introduction sets the stage for a night that they will never forget. But what is the story behind Room 1408? Why does it send shivers down the spine of guests and staff alike? Our journey begins with the establishment of the Washington Hotel, a grand edifice erected in the late 19th century. From the outset, Room 1408 garnered attention, not for its opulence or view, but for its uncanny knack for the unexplained. The first recorded incident dates back to the early 20th century when a visiting businessman was found lifeless in the room under mysterious circumstances. No cause of death was ever determined, and thus the legend of Room 1408 was born. Over the years, a string of inexplicable occurrences have added chapters to its haunting narrative. Guests have reported everything from strange noises in the dead of night to objects moving of their own accord. The room, it seems, has a life of its own. A life that thrives on fear and uncertainty. In the mid-20th century, a renowned author checked into Room 1408, eager to debunk the chilling tales. However, he emerged the next morning pale as a ghost and refused to utter a word about his experience. His next novel? A chilling horror story set in a hotel room eerily similar to Room 1408. Then, there's the tale of the cleaning lady who walked into the room to find the furniture suspended in the air. She quit the very same day, swearing never to step foot in the hotel again. The room has been the subject of numerous investigations, with paranormal enthusiasts and skeptics alike trying to unravel the enigma. Yet, despite extensive research and countless sleepless nights spent within its four walls, the mystery of Room 1408 remains unsolved. In the face of such chilling accounts, one can't help but wonder, what is it about Room 1408 that breeds such terror? Is it the room itself? Or is it the stories that have seeped into its very walls, turning a seemingly ordinary hotel room into the stuff of nightmares? The history of Room 1408 is as chilling as the room itself. Guests of Room 1408 have reported a range of inexplicable experiences. In the hushed whispers of the hotel corridors, stories of ghostly appearances have seeped into the lore of the Washington Hotel. Guests have reported sightings of spectral figures seemingly trapped between worlds, their ethereal forms flickering like candlelight in the dead of night. Then, there are the voices. Eerie echoes that reverberate in the silence of the room, whispers that seem to come from nowhere and everywhere at once, soft murmurs that send chills down the spines of those who've heard them, their words indiscernible, their tone hauntingly melancholic. But the peculiarities of Room 1408 don't end with sights and sounds. There are tales of doors opening and closing on their own accord, as if guided by unseen hands. Guests speak of the unsettling sensation of being watched, of feeling an unseen presence lingering in the room's corners. Staff members, too, have their share of stories. Housekeepers tell of unexplainable cold spots that seem to move around the room, and maintenance workers recount instances of flickering lights and malfunctioning electronics despite no discernible technical issues. And then there's the inexplicable feeling of unease that permeates the room. A sense of dread that settles over guests, a shiver of apprehension that's hard to shake off. It's as if the room itself is alive, holding its breath, watching. It's not just one or two isolated incidents, but a consistent string of reports that paint a chilling picture of Room 1408. The experiences are as varied as they are mysterious, each new account adding another layer to the room's enigmatic reputation. Perhaps most disturbing is the consistency of these reports. Different guests, different backgrounds, different times, yet their experiences echo each other in an eerie symphony of the unexplained. A symphony that continues to play, undeterred by the passage of time. The reports are eerily consistent, painting a chilling picture of Room 1408's paranormal activity. Several brave souls have dared to investigate Room 1408, hoping to uncover the truth behind the paranormal phenomena. Over the years, a multitude of paranormal investigators, both seasoned ghost hunters and skeptical scientists, have endeavored to unravel the enigma that is Room 1408. One such investigation was led by renowned paranormal expert Dr. Elena Spook. Armed with her EVP recorder and electromagnetic field detector, she sought to communicate with the entities rumored to be haunting the room. Unfortunately, or perhaps fortunately, Dr. Spook's devices recorded no abnormal activity. Yet she reported a feeling of unease and a sense that she was not alone. On the flip side, a group of skeptics, led by psychologist Dr. Harold Reason, conducted their investigation, focusing on the power of suggestion and the psychological impact of the room's eerie reputation. Their findings suggested that the fear and anxiety experienced by guests could be attributed to the power of the mind, rather than the supernatural. However, not all investigations have been so cut and dry. The Paranormal Research Society of Washington conducted a week-long investigation, during which they claimed to have witnessed doors opening and closing on their own, flickering lights, and even captured an unexplained shadowy figure on video. In another intriguing case, a tech-savvy investigator used an infrared camera and reported capturing a strange cold spot moving around the room. Could this be a spectral presence or simply a trick of light? Theories abound, from the plausible to the downright outlandish. Some suggest that the room is a portal to another dimension, while others believe it to be haunted by the spirits of those who met untimely ends within its walls. Yet for every theory proposed, there is an equal number of skeptics ready to debunk it. Despite the numerous investigations, Room 1408 continues to be a mystery. The truth behind the alleged paranormal activities remains elusive, leaving Room 1408 a chilling enigma in the Washington Hotel. Is it a cursed room or simply a canvas for the human imagination to paint its fears upon? This, dear listeners, we leave for you to decide. But skeptics argue that the eerie happenings in Room 1408 may have more mundane explanations. Let's look into this. Some suggest that these strange occurrences could be attributed to the power of suggestion. You see, when we're told a place is haunted, our minds can play tricks on us. It's a psychological phenomenon known as priming. If you're led to believe that Room 1408 is cursed, you might just perceive ordinary events as supernatural. Take the doors opening and closing by themselves. It might be a draft or a faulty hinge, but if you're already on edge, you might perceive it as a ghostly presence. The same goes for the unexplained voices. Could it be the echo of a conversation down the hall, amplified by your heightened senses? Then there are the unexplained deaths. While tragic, it's important to note that correlation does not imply causation. Just because these unfortunate incidents occurred in Room 1408, it doesn't necessarily mean the room itself is to blame. Even the reported apparitions could be a result of sleep paralysis, a condition where a person, upon waking or falling asleep, is aware but unable to move or speak. During an episode, one may hallucinate figures, often perceived as a malevolent presence. This could explain the ghostly figures some guests claim to have seen. And let's not forget the role of the media in all of this. Stories about haunted locations attract viewers and readers. The more sensational the story, the more attention it gets. So it's in the best interest of those telling the story to embellish the facts a little, isn't it? So, could it all be a matter of perception, a mix of suggestibility, ordinary occurrences, and media hype? Or is there something genuinely otherworldly about Room 1408? In the end, it's a question of belief. Do you believe in the paranormal, or do you think there's a rational explanation for everything? So, is there a rational explanation, or does Room 1408 truly defy logic? The debate about Room 1408 continues to this day. The stories surrounding this infamous room at the Washington Hotel have been passed down through generations, evolving into a chilling urban legend that captivates both the skeptics and believers alike. On one hand, we have the believers. These are the individuals who have either experienced the unexplainable phenomena firsthand, or those who simply believe in the existence of the supernatural. For them, Room 1408 is a hotbed of paranormal activity, a space where the veil between our world and the unknown is at its thinnest. On the other hand, we have the skeptics. These are the individuals who demand concrete evidence before they can believe in something as elusive as the supernatural. They argue that the eerie occurrences in Room 1408 can be attributed to the power of suggestion, where our brains, primed by the chilling stories, perceive ordinary events as supernatural. And then there are those who stand in the middle, neither fully convinced nor completely dismissive, always searching for answers in the shadows of Room 1408. So we are left with an unanswered question, one that continues to fuel our fascination and curiosity. Is room 1408 truly cursed, or is it just a case of overactive imaginations fueled by eerie coincidences?